We'll start by taking refuge. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. I go for refuge in the Buddha. I go for refuge in the Dharma. I go for refuge in the Sangha. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. So we will get started with our customary 15 minutes of seated meditation. We'll chant the Gatha on opening the sutras. This Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is rarely encountered even in hundreds of thousands of millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, hold, and maintain it. May we completely realize the true mind of all Buddhas. So here we are at the close of summer, which really is the best season, moving into autumn, and our talk is coming from someone who won't be with us for autumn, but he'll be back in December, I suppose. So that'll be a really good season too. Venerable Wanyong.
Howdy, friends. All right. No, I won't be talking about the seasons again, but I will talk about change. Change will come up. I want to talk about 10,000 things. So get comfy. We'll be here a while. Well, the 10,000 things. I love this concept of the 10,000 things, which probably most of you at least heard the term at some point. It's a classical or even older Chinese concept. Certainly, the term gets used a lot in Taoism. It's not a Taoist term. I mean, it's a more general Chinese concept, and certainly used to some extent in Chinese Buddhist literature. And so 10,000, it's a big number, right? It just means a lot of things to represent the whole, all the massive variety of created things that emerge from Tao or from Wu, nothingness, emptiness. And so it can often be equated with form. And so, think about the significance of the 10,000 things, the Heart Sutra, form is emptiness, emptiness form. And so the 10,000 things not as separate from Tao or Wu, but are the expression of it. They are contiguous with one another. And that's because the nature of the 10,000 things is emptiness. That the 10,000 things emerge. It is dependent arising. The 10,000 things emerging. And I find this a really useful image. I go back to it all the time, the 10,000 things, for an expression of dependent arising, seeing all the varied elements of creation in each moment arising, conditioned by one another, interdependent with one another, interpenetrating one another. And so for me, this creates a very visible, sort of concrete expression of dependent arising, rather than a cold or abstract sort of concept. And I also love the I Ching, which has a wealth of imagery and wisdom in it. If you don't recognize the name I Ching, I'm sure you are actually familiar with it. It's I don't know, maybe 5,000-year-old Chinese oracle system. You've seen people using coins or yarrow sticks to craft an image of 6 lines. I'll show you a picture of one. So like that sort of thing. And so the I Ching as a book is a collection of, if you got 6 lines, that can either be whole or broken, yang or yin. You got 6 of them, and those 2 possibilities for each line, you end up with 64 possible images. And so in the book, each image then has a text that goes with it, and there's various commentaries. And anyway, I love this book. And one of the things that appears in it a lot is, things like change and transformation, when to act, how to act, but also the emergence of things. And the term, the 10,000 things, appears quite a bit in here. And the first two of the images is heaven and earth. These are essential classical Chinese principles or images. And I love these as well. So you've got heaven and earth, and then there's humanity, which exists at the interface of these things, that the ways that these principles, heaven and earth, interact with one another. They're it seems sort of generative forces like yin and yang, roughly well, it's a great rich image, and so it correlates with a lot of different things, yin versus yang. Well, I shouldn't say versus, they're not opposites, or conflicting, they're very complementary. Or sometimes used to correspond to wu, nothingness, and yu, form or presence. And so they allow for a lot of different shades of meaning. So this is a great image that ties into for helping me understand the 10,000 things. So I want to read some excerpts from the Jing here, parts of the first and second image. And so here's heaven. Just give you so you see how this great text talks about heaven. All origins penetrating everywhere. Heaven is inexhaustible and bringing forth wild bounty. How vast and wondrous the heaven of origins. The 10,000 things, there it is, all begin from it. It governs the sky, the movement of clouds, the coming of rain. It gives all the various things their distinct forms. How vast its illumination of ends and beginnings. The way of heaven is all change and transformation at the hinge of things, where the unfurling nature of each thing itself is perfected. It nurtures vast harmony and wholeness and remains inexhaustible and bringing forth wild bounty. When its dragon head rears up among the innumerable things, or the 10,000 things, it unites the 10,000 kingdoms in wholeness and peace. I love that. It's a great exuberant text. And you look at some of the words that are used in there, like inexhaustible, wondrous, vast, soaring, change, transformation, harmony, wholeness, peace. Has wonderful associations with heaven, and then there's earth. All origins penetrating everywhere. Earth is inexhaustible as a mare horse and bringing forth wild bounty. And so it is that when the noble-minded set out in the lead toward a destination, they soon fall into confusion. But where they follow, they reach the bounty of that wondrous host. Finding friends on southwest plains, losing friends in northeast mountains, the noble-minded remain inexhaustible and serene, and so come to good fortune. How perfect and wondrous the earth of origins. The 10,000 things are all born from it. The other one said they're all born from heaven. Yielding and devoted as a river, it supports the sky, heaven. It carries things along in its generosity, joins them boundlessly in its heart-sight clarity, opens them away all vast radiance in its embrace. And it unites all the various things, 10,000 things, in wholesomeness penetrating everywhere. And so a lot of the same terms come up: inexhaustible, bounty, wondrous, serene, generosity, penetrating everywhere. Just such great imagery there. And so how do we, and so rather than just sort of like vague sort of mystical principle or something, how do we understand heaven and earth? Well, just go stand on the ground somewhere, stand on rock or grass or dirt, and there in the midst of heaven, the heavens, heaven isn't something far away there, right? It's heaven and earth come together, and there we are at the interface of them, we and plants. There in that interaction, so coming from the heavens is sunlight, and that heat, and that hits the rock, warming things, and the air warms, and the interplay of these generating wind and rain, and as those things interact, bringing forth life, that great bounty that the I Ching talks about, and us there in amongst it. And so stand there. I mean, that's not some abstract thing or some sort of mystical thing to be poo-pooed. We live with it if we pay attention. It's there all the time. And so as you stand there in the interaction between them, see the 10,000 things emerging. In other words, see dependent arising happening. That the 10,000 things emerge from the play of those two, the play of heaven and earth. These aren't abstract and concrete, and so and it's not like okay, this tree has been emerging for the last 80 years as it's grown. No, I mean all of the 10,000 things emerging in each moment, over and over. Remember, we're all part of the 10,000 things. It's not that I am one of the 10,000 things. All the numerous things you might point to constituting I, whatever that is, are all part of each, components of the 10,000 things, and those and the components of the tree, perception, all of that, every moment of perception is one of the 10,000 things, all of those things binding together. So it's not a tree there and I here, or something emerging over 80,000 years or 80 years, and then the tree dies and rots away and then it disappears. No, in each moment of perception and experience, all of the 10,000 things emerging from Tao or Wu or nothingness, emptiness or whatever, and that all dependent upon one another, conditioned by one another, interpenetrating one another, and that's dependent arising. And so here, seeing in this not abstract way, but this very concrete way, and think about the language of the I Ching is so joyful and exuberant, and so dependent arising, not this abstract thing, but at least in our perception as we experience it, it's this great joy. It's this joyful thing. It's this play, this bounty. And so, I mean, you can see the 10,000 things emerging, and then laugh with it. It's extraordinary and joyful. So dependent arising is bountiful, exuberant, wondrous. It's change and transformation. The principal themes of the I Ching. It's vast and inexhaustible. It's the Tao's expression of generosity. It's concrete expression of generosity. Here, this inexhaustible, ever renewing, beautiful gift. So you stand on that ground there, at the interplay in the play, like play in the sense of children, so heaven and earth is these children playing with one another, and there us, the interaction, that's the emerging out of that play. We are that play, or we are, or heaven and earth as adults, the union of them, the heaven and earth having sex, and we are the bounty, the bounty of that, the joyful bounty. And so the 10,000 things emerging in each moment from that, not something out there, but we too are the expression of that, everything that constitutes us, interacting with, interpenetrating, constituting every other part that constitutes us, and every other part that constitutes anything in the cosmos. And that's wondrous and beautiful. So, delight in heaven and earth, delight in dependent arising. And because the 10,000 things are the concrete expression of the generosity of dependent arising, of heaven and earth, of Tao, of Wu, as you delight in it, don't forget to say thank you. Thank you.
And thank you. So we'll get back and have another 15-minute period of seated meditation. So we'll chant the Heart Sutra. Mahaprajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply the Prajna Paramita, perceives that all five skandhas are empty and is saved from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, all dharmas differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. That which is form is emptiness. That which is emptiness, form. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore in emptiness, no form, no feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eyes, and so forth, until no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extinction of it, and so forth, until no old age and death, and also no extinction of them, no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path, no cognition, also no attainment, with nothing to attain. The bodhisattva depends on Prajna Paramita, and the mind is no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Far apart from every perverted view, one dwells in nirvana. In the three worlds, all Buddhas depend on Prajna Paramita and attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore know that Prajna Paramita is the great transcendent mantra, is the great bright mantra, is the utmost mantra, is the supreme mantra, which is able to relieve all suffering and is true, not false. So proclaim the Prajna Paramita mantra, proclaim the mantra which says Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisattva Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisattva Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisattva. And we'll do our personal dedications of merit. I've got a couple of people, and then I'll open it up for you to add anyone you like. All sentient beings are one seamless body and pass quickly from birth to death. We remember those who cared for us and are gone, those who are ill, those who are at war, those who are hungry and who are in pain. May they heal and have peace. We especially dedicate our service to Mike Gingy Wood, Myoshin Tom Jones, and anyone you would like to add in now?
Ronnie Koenig, Mark Feldman, and Emily Epstein. Iris McDonough, Joanne, and Bailey Sherman.
Jim
Mike.
Hawkins.
Mike,
And one for the people of Palestine and all the UAW workers out on the picket line fighting for all of us. Thank you.
anyone else?
Sarah and Gaurav.
No others? All beings in the 10 directions, subject to the greed, hatred, and illusions of themselves and others. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattva Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha Prajna Paramita. We'll do our faith and practice vow. I will never retreat and will be firm in my mind in this correct Dharma. I will escape from the samsaric cycle of birth and death and definitely will see my original face. I will be sure to inherit the life of insight of the Buddha and save all sentient beings. Hengdal, you want to give us the gratitude gatha?
Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. Birds and trees and stars and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We practice and recite this for all beings in grateful thanks to our many guides along the way.
We recite the 4 great bodhisattva vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to help them all. Delusions are countless. We vow to see through them all. Opportunities to awaken are infinite. We vow to embrace them all. The Buddha way is endless. We vow to embody it. It's extremely difficult to get a human body, so don't waste the opportunity to practice hard. Once you miss the chance, it will be very difficult to get it again. If you don't attain strength in your practice, only your karma will remain when you die. Time is of the utmost importance for a Zen practitioner. Don't waste even one moment. If you have one mind, even at that time, you can get enlightenment. And I'll extinguish the candles.